Okay, guys. Okay, so let me give you guys the quick rundown, all right? So, earlier today, my dad messaged me and he's like, yo, Isaiah, AT&T is pissing me off. We are going to go, we're switching to Verizon. You're going to get a new iPhone 17 soon, like within today or tomorrow, yada, yada, yada. And so I was like, okay, cool. Get a new iPhone and shit like that. I had to turn off a setting or whatever. Boom. Cool. But for some reason, there is this app that I had on my phone where it basically was like an app that I hold like a bunch of old footage from like YouTube videos and stuff like that. And I don't know like what happened, but it was deleted, which is weird because I had it on there yesterday, basically. And so I saw that I had a backup of last night, and I was like, okay, let's download this backup. Well, the only way to actually restore a backup is by resetting your phone. And so I'm like, okay, fine. I'll reset my phone, kind of like as like a little practice for today or whatever. So I began to reset my phone as after I turn my phone on, I begin going through the, okay, yeah, I speak English. I'm from the United States. Yep. And then I put in my iCloud and it sends a code to somewhere. And so it's like to another device. So I'm like, okay, that's probably to my iPad. So I get to my iPad, but it's dead. And so I charge my iPad. But then it wakes up and it says something that my iPad couldn't be recovered. It was a white screen. I couldn't get out of it. And I was like, when I saw that, my heart dropped. I'm like, fuck. Fuck. So I was worried that basically it locked me out from like being able to. I was worried that it like locked me out from being able to sign back in or whatever. But then 2 seconds later, 2 seconds later, it's on my iPad and my iPad's completely fine. So I do the thing again. I sign into my iCloud again and I get the code. I put the code in. And then the next hurdle is that I have to restore my backup. But the problem is that the backup that I wanted to restore from isn't on there anymore. Instead, when I reset my phone, it created a new backup. So I didn't even need to do that in the first place. And I honestly shouldn't have. So I just click the most recent backup and then I let my phone start to back up. But then I noticed that the time estimation isn't going up and the blue bar isn't filling up. So what I do is I just put on the charger, I go and take a shower, I come back and the blue bar, like it's been 10 minutes and the blue bar hasn't moved at all. And so I'm like, well, first off, I thought it was part of the internet connection because the service, the AT&T service that we had did go down because it's obviously we're not doing AT&T anymore. So it did go down. And so I was like, okay, so I don't think this is going to work because we're not on the AT&T service anymore. It says SOS at the top of the phone or whatever. But then I go and my mom's like, yeah, restart your phone and see if that works. So I hold the power button, I power it off, power it back on, do the thing again, and then it starts to work. And so I was very worried because, yeah, I need to have like all that stuff ready and the thing ready tomorrow for me to like transfer over or whatever. But yeah, I was very worried. I lost a lot of that stuff, and but thankfully I didn't. Thankfully I was able to get back into it. But what's ironic is that my dad's story of him being pissed at AT&T is very similar with my mom, who's pissed off at Xfinity right now. And it's all because of my S25. So let me explain it. few months ago, I got a Samsung A16, and it just became like a secondary phone. I was hoping to use it as like a phone for IRL streaming and stuff like that. And then a few days later, we get a gift or whatever, and it's a iPhone 17 Pro Max. So my mom's like, yeah, this isn't ours, and we send it back. And then a few days later, the payment of the A16 came out, and it was like way more than what my mom thought. And so she sent the phone back, and we got my S25 instead. So but after that, each month there was still a paycheck coming out of her account about from Xfinity. And so basically about a week ago, we went to Xfinity and we found out that the person we sent the iPhone back to wasn't the actual people who needed the iPhone. So we effectively got scammed because Xfinity said, like, we would never ask you to, like, send something back through UPS or whatever. And what's scummy is that the emails that my mom had with the person that we thought we were supposed to send it back to were deleted. And so we have no way to prove that we got scammed or whatever. And so we had to file a police report, and we're going to go give the police report to Xfinity tomorrow. But yeah, it was very shitty. Now, I don't know what the situation with my dad and AT&T is, but if it's something worth telling, I'll let you guys know. But yeah. Mostly just wanted to tell that first story though, because I almost broke this phone. So yeah, thank God I didn't, because I feel like if I did, my dad would have been pissed at me because I'm supposed to give this back tomorrow or whatever. And so yeah, thankfully I did it and everything's fine and everything's re-downloading and all my photos back and stuff like that. So thank God. I just couldn't get the app back or any of the files I lost back, which sucked. There were a lot of like good videos, good things to use for YouTube and stuff in there. So that sucks a lot, but yeah. It's like what you gonna do, you know? Anyways, love y'all. Peace out.